Ladies and gentlemen, podcasting since 2005. You're listening to Gamertag Radio with your host, podcaster Hall of Famer Danny Pena, the always opinionated Paris Lilly, and from outside of the norm, Peter Toledo. This is Gamertag Radio.
All right, welcome to a brand new episode of Gamertag Radio. We have a couple of things here for this show. First of all, we have two reviews. Yes, not one, but two reviews. We're going to be reviewing Team Sonic Racing. Shout out to Sega for sending us a review copy. Actually, they sent us a couple for the Nintendo Switch. We're going to be talking about that, and I have a special guest, my brother, on that for that review. Also, Race 2 came out a couple weeks ago. My God, that game is so much fun, and I'm going to be reviewing that too. We're going to play the last and final, the history of Red Storm Entertainment podcast series here only on Gamertag Radio. We're going to play that later on this episode. So we're going to play right now the review of Team Sonic Racing, and we'll be right back after this.
Send us your feedback or questions. Give us a call at 786-273-7GTR. Email us at fanmail@gamertagradio.com or leave a message on speakpipe.com/gamertagradio.
All right, so I have here my brother Nano. What's up, Nano?
What's going on, man?
All right, so for this episode, we're going to be reviewing Team Sonic Racing for the Nintendo Switch. This game is also available for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One and PC. This game is available for all the platforms, right? But the only difference between the Nintendo Switch and other versions is that this one is 30 frames per second. The other one is 60 frames per second. Did you notice anything? Because it didn't really bother me. I played it without even thinking about it. You know, I was just playing it. So.
I mean, I've played. I don't know. I played the online game, like the online aspect of the game today, and I didn't really feel any difference. I've been playing mostly on handheld mode, so
okay. I
don't think I would have noticed the significant frame difference there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I knew what to expect from this game. There's a lot going on.
Yes. Now I know people are gonna start saying, "Oh, how you compare this to Mario Kart and everything?" And this is a totally different game. I think
it's not fair to compare it, man.
Mario Kart is 60 frames per second on that one. So I don't know why they couldn't do that for this version on the Switch, but whatever. That's a different story. But the only thing is that this is Team Sonic Racing. So if you play the single player or multiplayer, you could play with a team of three per team, right? So I know the previous games, there was a lot more characters, not only Sonic, but basically more of like the Sega world, right? This one is,
because the previous games were, I believe, Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing and Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed. I think that was the one back in 2012.
Yeah, that was a fun game. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I enjoy all these racing games. You know, they're fun to play, and it's different from, you know, the Mario Kart, you know, mandatory racing game, game.
Yep, definitely. So there are 3 drivers per team and a total of 12 players on the track. When you pick let's say your team and other players are competing right now, right? And you pick up items. You could select that item from yourself, or you could pass that along to another team member. So let's say
I think that's an awesome feature, man.
I like that. I like that a lot.
You know, if you play with a team of 3, like it really helps. Like swapping items out, giving them to your teammates, that could really help people out.
Yeah, definitely. And look, there's also 4-player split screen on this one too that you could easily play locally, which is awesome. I think it's really, really cool. Yeah. So let's say I want to pass it along to one of my teammates. So you'll see on the screen, they have an opportunity to press A if they're going to select that for them. They have to accept it. So whoever accepts it gets that item. So I really, really like that feature a lot. It's different from every other games. I know the closest that we played a game like that is with teams is Mario Kart, the one that came out for the GameCube. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Double Dash.
Double Dash, yeah, correct.
Well, this game, like aside from the item swapping with your teammates in the Sonic Team Racing, Oh, Team Sonic Racing. Sorry about that.
Team Sonic.
You also get boosts when you race with your teammates. So they'll have like a yellow trail behind them, and it's called slingshotting. So if you follow that trail that your teammates are leaving for you, it's kind of it's like a speed boost.
Yes. I
So
think I use that a lot. I use that a lot.
Yeah, of course, man. You have to. Like, if you're playing team games, you have to use it.
Mm-hmm. So the way how the team wins is if your team are like the top players in the race, then you get points out of that, and whoever gets the most points,
everybody gets their individual points, and each team gets the 3 scores added.
Yep.
Onto their total.
Yeah,
which is cool. I mean, it really affects you because if you're doing good and your other 2 teammates are kind of like all the way behind, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt big time. So, I play the single player. Yeah, and I find it super easy. I prefer playing it multiplayer more. Like I like that more.
What difficulty are you playing on?
Oh, on single player?
Yeah, are you doing normal?
Normal. I just play no. I just wanted to see what it is about. The thing is that I really don't like about this game. There's more good than bad, but one of the things I really don't like is just the voice actors in this.
Dude, that's the case with almost every Sonic game.
Yes.
Personally, like there's a few voices that I do love. There are a lot of characters that I'd rather not even listen to. And as far as like the story mode goes, I don't think I've ever taken a Sonic story game. Like the plot is always kind of just loopy, it's all over the place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In this game, it's some like an alien Tanuki. I think his name is Dorompa. He sends an invitation to Sonic and a few of his friends to compete in this race, and it really just it doesn't explain anything except hey, you're gonna be racing.
Yeah, I don't know. It's whatever.
But the levels are cool. I think they're intricate. They're really nice. There's a lot going on in the levels. Like I said, they're challenging. I can tell you that much.
Yes, very very challenging.
And as far as the cards go, I think they're pretty solid. That you can customize your cards, upgrade certain pieces, your front end, back end, your tires. Mm-hmm. Each character has their own specific card that you can upgrade.
Yeah,
and I think that alone, it gives it a little more depth. Like you go online, there's a chance that everybody's gonna have their own special card, tailored to however they like it. Yeah, so, like versus Mario Kart, you go online, everybody's gonna use the same card.
That's true. I think this one, the way how you unlock like new characters is you have to play the single player player mode. So I already unlocked a couple teams there. So you could use those when you go online. You could select and like you said, you could customize your cards and everything.
Yeah.
So.
And word of advice: don't go online until you find the character that you like and the car that you like to race. Because I just went on right now and got destroyed.
Big time. You got this for big time?
Dude, I was last place. It was bad.
But see, let's say if you're listening and you want to play by yourself, you could also race like a standard race without teams. You could do that too. You have that option. So just want to say that because people are like, oh man, so it's all about teams. No, that's optional.
No, that's the dope thing. It kind of gives you different modes to play. You have the 3-man team race, the single race. I haven't really delved any deeper than that. As far as online. You can play, your single race in matchmaking. You could do custom lobbies. You could, play with friends.
Yeah, I know. Last year, if anybody's listening, last year I got to play this game at E3, and it was just like I didn't like it at all.
Well, how do you think it's developed since then?
It's big time approved. You could tell, and I mean it's good that they also decided to delay the game too. So. It's good.
Yeah, I'm a fan of delaying games. Not for several years, but if you could delay it just to perfect little things, then I'm all for it.
Yeah, and it was just buggy, I think, man. And I think, look, the game is only $39.99, which I think is good for a game like this. It's not bad at all.
You know what? Sonic games are always pretty well priced. I think they all range from like $39 to $49.
Yeah.
For the the single player, the story mode games.
I mean, it stands out if they want to get like their audience instead of paying $59.99. Hey, look, have it for a cheap price. I think people are going to buy it.
You know what? To that aspect, like you get a lot more for if you're going to invest in a kart game. If you get Mario Kart, which is still $59.99, it's first party game. It's a huge title. It's still going for $60.
Mm-hmm.
You get a lot of bang for your buck in that game. But if you want to change the pace, and if you happen to like Sega characters, you want to race with Sonic or Knuckles, Tails, Eggman, whoever you want, Personally, I think I like Metal Sonic and Shadow. Like it's good to like switch over to games like this.
Yeah, that's true.
These are fun, different card games.
Now, my question to you: do you use the Team Ultimate boost when you're playing with your team?
Dude, it's like I use it, but I can't control like where I'm going. I guess playing on the Switch, I don't know. I feel like I have to play on the TV. I have to put it on the dock and actually play on a bigger screen for me to really enjoy it because it goes so fast.
Yeah, it is go fast.
You kind of just you hyper shoot yourself through the race and like I'm crashing into walls, hitting players. I really can't drift that well. I think I have to like mod my car a little bit. I'm probably using the wrong tires.
I drift a lot. For those who don't know, I drift a lot.
I realized you could do tricks in the air as well and get speed boosts as soon as you land.
Yeah.
So you could do up to 3 stunts in the air with the right joystick. And as soon as you get airborne, you flick it, left, right, north, or south, and you could do certain tricks in the air, and you have to kind of time them because if you're in the middle of a trick and you hit the ground, you're just going to crash and it's slowing you down.
Yeah.
But if you land it correctly, then you'll land with a big speed boost, and you can even get a ×3 boost if you manage to pull out 3 stunts.
That happened to me a couple of times too, man. Like I'm going fast.
That's why I was in last place because everybody was doing stunts in the air. Like, man, they look really cool. How do they do that?
Yeah. Now for online multiplayer, you could play Grand Prix mode, exhibition mode, time trial, team adventure mode, which is a single and local multiplayer story experience where players are introduced to basic game features, characters, all that. And this mode, like I was saying, it will help you to unlock additional game content, characters, skins, all that stuff, man. So there's Team Sonic, Team Dark, Team Amy, Team Vector, Team Eggman. Those are the characters.
I'm a fan of Team Eggman.
Oh, so you're gonna go for that? Metal Sonic is in it. Metal Sonic is in it.
Yeah, Metal Sonic is probably my favorite version of Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
Like next to Shadow. Shadow's always awesome.
So I read that there's 21 tracks in the game across 7 worlds.
Yeah, I've always been like, it's a love-hate with Sonic. Sonic music. I don't know. It's always.
Why is that?
It's just weird, poppy, like heavy metal music. I don't know what's going on.
Also, you're not a fan of the soundtrack. I'm more of the voice acting. I just like.
No, the soundtrack is way better than than the actual voice acting.
Yeah. I mean, look, after a while, I got used to the game, and I'm just like playing it nonstop. I like it. I've been playing it on a full screen. I haven't played dock mode at all. I know that's how you've been playing the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been smooth, man. I've been playing it using my Pro Controller.
Yeah, I've just been using the Joy-Cons, and it feels good. It probably would feel a little better and more natural with the Pro Controller.
Mm-hmm.
It has more of a better grip. Like the Joy-Cons kind of like after a long race, like you really don't want to hold these things anymore.
I have a question to you.
What's
question for you for this. So when you open up an item box, those little icons that pop up, I get a little bit confused, man. I have to get really used to it because I know if you buy the physical copy and you open the game, all those icons that you open, like the item boxes, they have a whole list there. And it will tell you, it'll break down like, all right, so spikes, this is what you do, lightning, this is what you do. Like,
yeah,
it was very confusing.
It's really it's kind of a guessing game, like for me so far with the items, because I really don't know what they do. There's a speed boost, and every time you do it, you just hear a crazy voice yelling boost.
Yeah. I mean, I have an idea which one is boost and which is not, because I've been using it a lot. But there's some items I'm like, what is this? This is what? Like I know some you will shoot
bird that flies out.
Yeah, there's one that you will shoot like whoever's ahead of you. You could shoot them directly, like things like that.
Yeah, you can shoot out missiles. I think they're like squid missiles. I don't know what they really are, but
yeah,
I still haven't seen all the items in the game yet. It's just something that if you buy the digital copy, you're just gonna have to kind of like play through it and figure it out.
Mm-hmm. I know in the single player game, there was a challenge where you have to get multiple points. You have to go to like different rings. Have you done that yet? That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really difficult. It took me a couple tries, actually.
Yeah, you need to have a certain amount. But the thing that helped me was not only going to the rings, because you have a choice, either the yellow or red. But what was helping me a lot was I was drifting, so I was getting extra points. So that's how I managed to complete it and finish that game. And then I'm going to like another world, and that's how I unlocked the next team. For me now, I could play whenever I want now online.
Yeah, I'm so far. I'm on I believe I'm on the third world. I'm about to finish that one up on chapter 3. I mean, I'm sorry.
Is it getting harder? Is it getting harder or no?
Yeah, no, the races are getting way more difficult, and the ring challenges they don't get any easier.
Really?
Yeah, those levels are tough.
So it
goes into the game too. Like these maps are really they're huge tracks, you know, that you're racing on, and there's so much going on. You know, between jumps, waterfalls, you can fall off a bridge. There's like little Robotnik crabs running around everywhere. So there's a lot going on in the screen, and it takes a lot of skill to like drive through all that stuff.
Yeah. No, but honestly, I really enjoy the designs of the tracks. It's different. It's different than the other Mario games. It's very different. It's a Sonic type level. That's how I feel every time I play these games, like racing games, Sonic games.
Yeah, I'm coming from a huge Sega fan. I mean, like I love all Sonic games, and even the bad ones. You know, like I mold myself through them. But this is a very enjoyable racing game, man. I was kind of looking forward to this title releasing.
Definitely got to play it. So my question to you...
you got to give me like another week. I'm going to practice a little more.
Yeah, it's all good. Now, my question to you, when people start asking like, okay, should I buy this game or what? Me personally, I think it's good, man. Like, I'm having fun with it. I'm having a lot of fun. Look, this is coming from the guy that hated the version that was at E3. I didn't like that version at all. It was very buggy. I just couldn't hear anything. I don't know what I was doing. Like, it was confusing, and it was buggy. But now the game got released. Like, I really like it.
It's worth buying it. Yeah, I think it's worth a purchase. For $40, it's really, you know, it's worth the amount of money that you're paying. You're not really you're not missing out on anything. You know, you're getting everything that you would want in a racing game.
Yeah.
You know, intricate levels, a lot of characters to select from, customized cards, local and online play. You get everything that you want, you know, and it's at a good price. But it's hard for me to recommend this over Mario Kart just because, you know, it is Mario Kart.
Oh, of course. I mean, if you want to try something new, and especially if you're a fan of Sonic, then yeah, go for it, you know. I think that now people are going to say, is better than the last game?
I haven't gotten there yet, you know, like I'm going to play through a little more and hopefully I'll come up with an answer to that. But it's cool, you know. This solely focuses on Sonic characters, so you're not getting like in the other All-Star games, you were getting Sega, you know, characters inside the racing game as well.
Yeah.
So this is mainly Sonic. That kind of restricts what they could have done, I guess. But so far, I'm having fun with it. And honestly, when was the last Mario Kart? You know, because the Mario Kart we have for the Switch it's just a rehash from the 2014 Mario Kart, right?
Yep, from the Wii U.
Exactly. So, like, this is a new game, a new kart racing game for the Switch.
All right, man. No, but thanks a lot, man. Anything else, man?
No, man. I'll see you on the tracks, brother.
All right, watch your back.
All right. Anybody that gets the game, send me your friend code. I'll be down to play.
Yeah. You know what? What do you mean send your friend code? You're in my list.
Not you, man. I'm saying anybody else that's listening.
Oh, my bad. I was about to say. Now, one thing I have to say, there's no voice chat, man. So, I don't know. This is a team game. It's good to have a voice chat feature or something, and there's nothing.
But you know what? Like, I'm used to the Switch not having those features, you know? So, it's not like I really expected it. It would have been great to have it, though.
Okay. My recommendation, use Discord chat. That's it. You're good.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks that you have to use multiple apps to be able to talk to your friends on games that you're already playing with them, but whatever, man. The Switch kind of, they'll catch up sooner or later.
Yeah, I hope so. All right, man.
It has to be made mandatory.
All right, so let's wrap it up here, man. Thanks a lot, Nano.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. There you go.
You're listening to Gamertag Radio.
All right, Gamertag Radio listeners, are you ready to go to the wasteland? I have now for a couple days. We're going to be talking about Rage 2 for the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and also PC. Now, this game was developed by two companies, which both companies I'm a huge fan of theirs. id Software and also Avalanche Studios. Now, when I played Rage 2, when I started playing it for the first time, it reminded me so much of a couple of games. It reminded me of Borderlands, a little bit of Doom, and also Zelda for the Nintendo Switch and Wii U, Breath of the Wild. Why I say that is because when you start this game, you have the freedom to go anywhere you want. There's quests in different parts of in the game. You could do that, or you could stick with just the campaign. So let me go with the campaign first. The campaign, it feels short if you just stick with the campaign and that's it. But the game could be very, very long once you start doing a lot of the side quests and other missions that's not part of the campaign, and you will be there for a very, very long time. To me, I think the length of the game is good. It's really, really good. It took me a couple of days just to finish it, but still I have a lot of content that I haven't finished yet. Now, do you need to play the first game in order to understand Rage 2? No, but if you played Rage 1, there's some stuff in this game that you already know, or you might know a little bit of history about it because you played the first game. But if this is your first Rage game, then you'll be fine. If you play Rage 1, do you remember that an asteroid hit Earth, ruining everything? There's a lot of mutants and the location, there's a lot of brown, that color, right? But for this game, this is very, very colorful. It reminded me of the last Far Cry game, where it's very colorful, very, really colorful. This game reminds me of that so much. So Rage 2 picks up the story much later. Your character is totally new. You have a choice if you want to go play with a male character or a female character, and the character's name is Walker, the Last Ranger. But like I said, if you haven't never played Rage 1, it's fine. You're not going to feel out of place. There's games that have been released in the future, especially sequels, that you're like super confused, like what is this? Because they made it in a way that you need to play the first game. And I'm glad that Avalanche Studios and id Software made it like a brand new game, exactly like like games like Zelda or like Final Fantasy. This is going to be a totally different experience. So if you're fans of guns and combat, and a fan of id Software, have you played the last Doom game? That game was fast paced, really crazy music. It was a lot of fun, challenging too. Rage 2 reminds me so much of that, and of a little bit of Borderlands, of course. But there's a lot of cool weapons there you could upgrade. If you could play like in the campaign, you could upgrade all your stuff. So it's really cool. Now, one thing that I definitely have to mention is that there is no multiplayer in this. Games like Doom, there is multiplayer, but I'm fine that both companies, both developers didn't add that in the game. But there's going to be a lot of content even after the release. I don't know if you've seen the post-launch content that they're planning to release throughout the whole year. I know the first few months there's going to be a lot of free content, and then around fall there's going to be expansion where you could buy. But every weekend there's going to be world events. So, for example, there's going to be new bosses in the game. You could go in there and you have to have like a certain amount of points or something like within the whole community that has that game. You could do that. There's going to be a lot of cool content, new vehicles, new guns, new challenges, everything. But especially the one that I really want to try out is the world events. Think of it as like a game like Tetris, right? Both. Let's go with the one for the PlayStation 4. There's weekly events, especially on Saturdays. Everybody that has that game, every time you play the game, you collect points. So the game is collecting points from all the gamers from around the world. Doesn't matter what version you have. And if you reach that goal between you and the community, then you unlock new cool stuff in the game. So that was their focus. They want to focus on that so much, especially post-launch. Oh, yeah. So there's a lot of vehicles in this game. Some vehicles have some weapons. Some are very fast. maybe some, like the shield is not that strong, but there's a lot of vehicles that you could collect when you're like walking around the world, the area of the map. There is also not bosses, but like mini bosses, like just enemies that are gonna be driving around. You could kill the smaller vehicles, and then there's like the big vehicle. You could go after them too, because there's side missions on that too. So is sometimes it can get really difficult or not. One of the issues I was having with a game like Far Cry New Dawn, it felt like it was very empty. You will see enemies here and there, but it still felt really, really empty. For the environment, how it is, there's a lot of flowers, grass, trees. But for this game, it made kind of sense that there's not a lot of enemies, but there's a lot of activities going around. So when you're driving or even standing, you will see vehicles passing by, people, enemies just hanging out in certain areas. So that, I won't say it doesn't feel 100% empty. I think for that type of environment, it's perfect, I think, in my opinion. And like I said, this game, there's so much content, so much, and especially, like I said, challenges, world events. You can unlock vehicles, weapons, all kind of cool stuff. And plus, many of them is going to be releasing post-launch throughout the whole year, all the way to the end. I'm all for it, man. This is a great game. I had a blast playing this, man. I love the soundtrack. I love the story. Really, really cool. You will get to meet a lot of the characters that's going to be helping you out. But there's some that's going to be telling you, okay, I want you to do this. I want you to do that. And one thing that I really, really love is the boss battles in this game. Whoa, there's some crazy, big, huge bosses. And what I read too, like the world events, there's going to be unique bosses that's going to be releasing to after launch, which is mind-boggling. Like, it's really, really cool. So I personally think it's well worth it, man. If you decide to buy this game, $59.99, go for it. Doesn't matter which version you have. You will have a great time. If you enjoyed games like Borderlands, Doom, or even Zelda, the Breath of the Wild, that you have the freedom to go anywhere you want. It's not like those games that you have to go like one location. After you're done with that, you go to the next location. No. You have the freedom to do whatever you want. You don't want to do campaign? You just want to do side missions? You could do that too. The choice is yours. Super worth it. And I'm glad that there's no multiplayer, because sometimes it's good to just play games offline, man. So a lot of companies forget about that. They're thinking so much of like, okay, we need to add multiplayer. I'm fine that they didn't. Like this a lot. And I'm a huge fan of Avalanche Studios. If you play like games like Just Cause, they worked on that. And id Software, they have a crazy dope library, especially the last Doom, which is really, really cool. I think the both of them working together, this collab is super, super special, and it's rare to see something like this in the gaming industry, man. So go for it. This game is super worth it. Rage 2 for the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC. Thank you for listening to my review.
This is Gamertag Radio. Voicemail at 786-2737-GTR.
My name is Richard Dansky. I'm the Central Clancy Writer for Ubisoft.
Thank you, Richard. As the Central Writer, this is a question we've asked everyone here today so far. For our audience, can you elaborate and define that role here at Red Storm?
I actually sort of work as a central resource for Ubisoft. I'm available for whatever they need me to do, whether it's writing, whether it's checking on the Clanciness of something, whatever they want me to do, I do it.
And I'm glad you used that word, that phrase, Clanciness. What is Clanciness, and how would you define that?
One of the great things about Tom Clancy's writing is that it had such strong pillars. It had the clear and present danger. It had the techno-thriller element. It had that sense of not the day after tomorrow, but tomorrow is when this could all happen. And so you take what we do and we put it up against those pillars, and it's pretty easy to see which works as Clancy and which works as something else.
All right. As a fan of Clancy's many writings, and even going on to the newer stuff with Jack and everything else, Tiger as he likes to be called, how has it been for you to be able to carry on that legacy?
It's been a tremendous honor and a privilege to be able to do that. Like I said, it's such a strong brand, such a strong identity to Tom Clancy's writing. And, there's so many fans of that work out there that you just want to do right by them.
Now, again, you're the central writer. So how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this for 19 years.
19 years. Everyone's 19, 20. That's amazing. So you've seen it all, obviously, when it comes to this. But what are some of your more memorable moments writing for Clancy titles?
The most memorable moments are the ones when people pick up on your lines and start spouting them back to you. And so Splinter Cell Conviction, the line, Sam Fisher said, "I used to work here." People picked up on that and just really got into that. And that was a tremendously cool feeling to have people spouting those lines back to me.
Now, did you, just speaking of Splinter Cell, so Michael Ironside, obviously very iconic, voice actor, for Sam Fisher. Were you able to interact with any of the voice actors of these games over the years, kind of guide them on the way that they should, obviously act when they're in the game?
It depended on the game, and I never worked directly with Mr. Ironside, though I did write some for him. It depended on the project, how much they wanted me involved in the voice shoot. Like I said, I'm a resource, and so whatever I can do to help out, I do.
Okay. So take it this direction. So we're asking everyone this question. Obviously, you're a Central Clancy writer, so I think you'd be a great resource of this. So are you very active playing the Clancy games over the years?
I've played them all, and I've played them terribly.
Well, I would love to get your perspective on this. So again, I tell this to everyone that we talk to today that when I think of Red Storm, I think of Tom Clancy. So when you think of a game, what makes a game a Tom Clancy game?
What makes a game a Tom Clancy game is, does it stick to those pillars of Clanciness? Does it have the techno thriller element? Does it have that clear and present danger? Does it have that element of, this could happen tomorrow? And if it fulfills those criteria, then it feels Clancy to me.
Okay. So even going outside of that bubble of just games, when we think of Tom Clancy, there's obviously been so many other iconic things with Tom Clancy in the entertainment world. Have you been involved in any of those?
I did do a novel for the Ghost Recon Wildlands franchise. It was called Dark Waters. So that was something that I was very proud to do.
Okay. And as we think about even future, is there any future projects, any future Clancy things that you're allowed to talk about right now that you maybe can let our audience know?
There's nothing I'm allowed to talk about.
I have to ask. I had to try. Well,
I appreciate the effort.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, again, thank you for taking a few minutes to talk to us about just the Tom Clancy world and just all the different things that you've been doing over the past 19 years.
Sure. It's been my pleasure. Thank you very much for having me.
All right. Thank you.
This is Gamertag Radio. Voicemail at 786-2737-GTR.
All right, so that's it, everyone. That's the whole content, the whole episode, man. Thank you for listening to Gamertag Radio. Brand new episode here. Make sure to head over to gamertagradio.com. Put your comments and feedback. We have a lot of cool stuff coming up. And actually, E3 is coming up. So guess what was going to happen next week? The next episode of GTR, we're going to have a guest on our show. And he's going to be joining us to talk about Nintendo's predictions for E3 2019. Yes, Miss Leo is coming back. Miss Leo has a lot of things to say about Nintendo. I have a lot of things to say about Nintendo, so be ready.
You hear me?
It's going to be straight up fire. Fire. And I hope you're ready because we have some cool stuff booked already for the podcast. Oh my God, we have a lot of big, huge interviews, man. Super excited about that. So so stay tuned. We're going to give you more information about E3. But if you would love to still continue to support the show, we need your help. Go to donate.gamertagradio.com. That's donate.gamertagradio.com. We need your support, not only for E3, but also future events. And also will help us to upgrade our equipment. Maybe we'll buy like a video camera, lights, for video, microphones, mixer, better recording equipment for the show. So the more you support us, the easier it's going to be for us, and it's going to be great. We're going to be covering a lot of events later this year and hopefully next year too. So we need your support. And that's about it. I'm going to head out now. So everybody have a great weekend. Over here in the States is Memorial Day weekend. So please enjoy. Please be safe. And stay tuned for the next episode of Gamer Tag Radio. I'm out. Take care. Peace.
Thanks for listening to Gamer Tag Radio. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.